That looks
Yeah,
like Muxía.
it is Muxía.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
little monument and the chapel.
Exactly. Yeah, I haven't got down to Finisterre yet. They'll be on the bus in about an hour or so.
Wonderful. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's perfect. Really good. It was so. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix something on my camera here. It was so nice to come here because I've been to Finisterre before and it's nice, but this is really stunning. Like, I'm so happy with it.
Oh, it's really cool. I haven't been to Finisterre, but I've been there, and I just thought it was such an awesome ending to a Camino.
Really, it is. It's crazy. Although yesterday, for the last 20 minutes, I was being absolutely drowned in rain, which was hilarious.
Oh, really?
And painful.
So you're about to set off for Finisterre, is that right?
Correct. In about an hour, I'll catch the bus down there. I'm not walking down there just because I'm on a time crunch at the moment.
Yeah, great. So I've got a few questions for you because, people will be eager to know how things are going. So now you've completed the Camino Frances, and this was your second one, wasn't it? You did the Norte before.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the Camino Frances?
I'd say it's just different. Like the Norte's got a lot more up and down, a lot more forest. You've got the beach, which is very beautiful. The Frances, I kind of enjoyed, I guess, more interaction. Like, there was a lot more people along the way, a lot more bars that you can stop at and chat with people, which is beautiful. I enjoyed, funnily enough, the changes between the Alps, the Meseta, and then coming back into the hills again for this last section. And especially this past 3 days of 4 days walking to Muxía was just like the best almost. It was like ridiculously beautiful. I was so surprised and delighted by how green it was and just how peaceful it was. I guess especially after the last 100 kilometers, there's a lot of people, and then coming to this nice, quiet, tranquil sort of ending, it was just beautiful.
That's really good. And so I'm dying to know, I know you've done it before, but what was it like arriving in Santiago?
Good, actually. This time was better for some reason. Let me think on that. I had a crew of people that I've been walking with on and off for about 2 weeks, more or less. And we somehow managed to get most of us together at the end. We all walked in at different times, but we just hung out in the plaza out front of the church, and it was nice and sunny. So it's like we're probably there for 2 hours hanging out while more and more people kind of joined. Yeah. So we got to do the big group photo at the end of probably 15 people. So I actually probably enjoyed this one more than last time somehow. Last time it was just me and a friend that walked in, and we kind of lost our Camino family along the way. So it was a bit quieter, whereas this one, just having that big kind of Camino family was very nice.
It's nice at the end, isn't it? I mean, I've arrived twice on my own and once with my wife, I didn't arrive with a Camino family because I was lagging behind and things like that. And you can feel very lonely, but it's lovely when you come into the square and there's lots of people that you recognize and you can kind of share the finish together.
Exactly. And I feel like that's, has been a bit more about for me was I did want to have some good solo time and some introspection, but also just allowing myself to be social when it felt good to do so and just connect with people. Like, I think that sort of balance between the two has been really delightful this time around.
So a bit of a deeper question. Sure. Maybe you're still processing it, but what do you think you've gained from this one? Did you set out seeking anything, and did you find what you're looking for, or what did you gain?
Yes, the thing. I guess initially I kind of had an intellectual goal going into it of what am I going to do next with my life? I had a business in Bali that kind of got closed with COVID, so it's just okay, what's next? But the thing that I actually got, which I appreciate deeply more, was just reconnecting with myself. I feel like I'm more of myself than I have in the past 3 years. And I noticed that after we last spoke, in the 3rd or 4th week, I was just I'm feeling really grounded and centered in myself and just enjoying that feeling. I'd kind of lost my Davidness for a while there, I feel. And so I just really centered back into that. And that's, I guess, probably the bigger thing that I kind of wanted. I didn't realize I wanted until I felt it.
Do you think you'll be able to maintain that feeling going forward?
I think so. To be honest, I had this fear yesterday, and I sent it to a friend in the morning. I just woke up in a funk, and I was like, God, is this going to disappear? Or like, am I going to lose connection with that? But I thought I'm just going to text that to him, like just express it and just let it out there. And as soon as I laid out, it was like, okay, I'm just going to calm down a bit because it wasn't bouncing around in my head. I think so. Even today, like coming up here again, I came here last night, coming back to this beautiful point again today.
That's amazing. And this is not a green screen, folks. This is Muxía. Look at that. It's incredible. You couldn't have better weather.
Exactly. Well, last night it was pouring down, but yeah, today this is just stunning. So, I feel optimistic that the feeling's not going to go, at least for a good long while.
That's great, and I'm sure it'll stick with you. And I think that's probably why a lot of people go back because they want to top up that feeling a bit. Yeah,
and I think I missed that from the first time. Like I realized, this time, was kind of a top up. Last time I had a bit of it. This time I've had even more of it.
Yeah,
which has been beautiful.
So tell me, in the last few days, have you been thinking about which one is next?
I've been thinking about that for like a month. And it's going to be the Portuguese for the past 2 days. After Santiago, I lost my previous family because everyone kind of split up, but I was continuing on. But I connected with a couple of Canadian ladies who had just done the Portugal way, and they showed me some of the photos and things like that. And I was like, man, I've been thinking about that anyway, but seeing their photos just kind of confirmed.
You got to have another one in your mind ready to go, I think, don't you? So what would you, you haven't quite finished yet because you're going to pop down to Finisterre and then are you going to walk back from Finisterre or are you going to bus back from there?
No, I'm on a time crunch because tomorrow I've got to go down to the southeast corner of Spain to catch up with a friend. I've got a nice long train ride. So I'll just catch the bus back to Santiago and leave from there. So this, I guess today is kind of the last day of the official journey.
So looking back on it, what would be your 1 or 2 key tips for people? Because a lot of the people who watch this channel haven't walked a Camino yet. So what tips have you got for them?
I think a big one is I noticed some people at the beginning, including myself to a degree, were keen to, get the kilometers down, really get it in there. If there's a way that they can travel without a strict time frame, like without necessarily a hard leaving date, if possible, it's good because then you've got that flexibility to actually allow yourself to relax along the way. Because there were days where I took a couple of days off just because I felt like I needed that rest and it was very valuable. There were days where I walked longer, 32, 33 Ks. There were days where I walked 25 or 20 Ks. And so just allowing that flexibility for yourself, for me, it just felt a lot better to be able to do that. And I did notice with the people that were on a deadline, they were a lot more, had to push it a bit kind of thing. So if there's an option to just push it a bit less, it just, allows for more open space.
Excellent. So I think great tip.
That would be the big one. And I guess the other one with socializing, it's amazing to be able to connect, but also I've said this to a few people that I've connected with along the way. We've walked together for a few days, but I've said, hey, if you need to walk alone on any given day, just go for it. Like, this is your Camino, this is my Camino. Like, just honoring yourself during the process. You don't have to get stuck with people, or you don't have to get stuck with yourself. Like, if you do need some social time, like if you think that you should be alone, but you actually are yearning for a bit of conversation, just go for it. It's okay.
Yeah, and I think that's a great tip. I've done that a couple of times. I just said to people, look, today I really need to walk alone. Do you mind? Maybe we'll catch up a little bit later. And I think you have to be honest about it. Sometimes you need to be alone.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, David, it's fantastic that we were able to connect for a second time and with that stunning view. And thank you so much for taking time out to think of us and chatting to us twice. And
no worries at all.
You sure that isn't a green screen? I'm so jealous. Look at that.
Let me just spin this around a bit.
I can picture exactly where you are. Yeah. And anyone who's watching this and you're thinking, oh, look, I haven't got time to get out to Muxía. The very first Camino I did, I ran out of time and I jumped on the bus. I think it's a 2-hour bus ride. Went out to Muxía and just sat on the rocks down there, and it was great. I think I had 4 hours there and got a bus back. Just do that, just to see Muxía.
And to me, it's the same distance walking to Finisterre or Muxía more or less. So I personally, after doing both, would recommend this.
Yeah.
Like as your first one, like this is just stunning, and maybe catch the bus or walk down to Finisterre or something like that. But yeah, I'm so delighted that I decided to come here instead of Finisterre in terms of walking.
Well, it's amazing. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your journey with us, David. It's been, and the time of year, I just can't believe the weather. This is middle of November.
Definitely had some rain, but like it's been on and off, and there's definitely been more good days than bad days. Maybe sort of 3 really bad rain days, and then after that just a bit of sprinkling, bit of grey. But there's definitely been lots of sunny days, especially the past 3 days have just been beautiful.
All right. Well, bye for now, and may I meet you sometime on some trail somewhere in the future. And if you're walking the Portuguese next, is it Bom Camino?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, Bom Camino. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that one, but best of luck with the next one, and thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.